Good morning and welcome to the 10 a.m. daily weather brief. We'll start by taking a look at the surface analysis chart, and we can see here that we have strong low pressure over Quebec and we have high pressure over the southern plains. So that is keeping west-northwesterly flow over the region this morning with temperatures that started in the mid-20s and have begun their climb with some mid and high level clouds that have started to thin out from the amount of coverage we had this morning as a weak shortwave does start to move through and pull away from the area. As a result, we also saw some light snow this morning that developed across much of the peninsula and did lead to some light accumulations on those hard surfaces due to the preceding cooler temperatures that we've seen over the last day or so. But by later today, our skies are expected to clear out with highs reaching the upper 30s to low 40s and lows dipping into the mid 30s ahead of a cold front that will move through Thursday morning, and that may also bring some brief light snow showers. However, those should be of no significant impact, and then Thursday, those highs do look to stay a bit cooler with lows in the overnight hours returning to the 20s. Now, looking towards the weekend here, we will see that an upper level trough will continue to de-amplify, and that will maintain northwesterly flow through the area with generally dry conditions. However, Saturday we will have a low to our south that may creep up just enough to produce some rain or snow showers as that system moves through, as it moves through the Carolinas at that, and then we'll see some cool and dry conditions hang around and persist as high pressure begins to build in, and as a result we'll also see those temperatures moderate in the following days to around near seasonal averages with generally dry conditions also expected. For the next 24 hours here, we can expect the continued thinning of clouds to get underway over the next hour or so. We do have some clouds associated with that shortwave hanging around, but overall thinning clouds throughout the day today until we see some upper and mid-level clouds start building in the early hours of tomorrow morning associated with that front moving through. That will also bring the chance of some precip into the forecast. And for our temperatures today, expected to climb into the mid to upper 30s and drop down into the mid to lower 30s. For our winds, much lighter than those of the previous day, continually staying pretty consistent throughout the day, and then tomorrow morning, once that front really comes into the equation, we'll see those winds pick up a little bit with gusts to potentially near wind advisory criteria levels, but overall largely a green 24 hours ahead with just a little bit of risk on the tail end of the forecast period for winds and precip. Moving on to the next few days ahead, on Thursday we can anticipate partly cloudy and breezy conditions with a slight chance of a passing snow shower early in the morning and a high of 40. Thursday night, partly to mostly cloudy and a low of 23 with greens across the board, and similarly Friday, partly to mostly cloudy, high of 43 with greens across the board. Now, taking a look at the next 7 days ahead, we should see those clearing skies today becoming partly cloudy. Thursday, especially in the early morning hours, we'll see some slight chances of precip, and then we'll see another dry day, followed by Saturday. We'll see that low come up from the south, in which that might introduce some rain chances into the forecast, rain or snow, depending on where that temperature gradient kind of sets up, since it is in those overnight and early morning hours. and then followed by a mostly sunny Sunday, a partly cloudy Monday, and clouds building back in on Tuesday. As for those temperatures, they do look to remain rather consistent throughout the week ahead, generally in the highs in the low 40s and lows in the 20s and or around that 30-degree mark until you get to Monday and into Tuesday. We'll start to see those temperatures increase just a bit to close out the 7 days ahead. And that is going to conclude the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day. I'll be back tomorrow, in the new year with the daily weather operations brief. Hope everyone has a great day.